Hi, this is the Ivy League Astrologer with the January 2015 reading for Vedic Leos. Okay, so I got a ton of cards this time, so we will just see what all that is about. All right. So the first card out is the King of Wands, which shows me that maybe you're waiting expectantly, or you're looking forward to some kind of news or happening. You're kind of waiting, draped in certainty, I was going to say, but it may not be certainty exactly. A little bit of quicksand beneath you. Something's shifting. So maybe your stance on something is shifting. Maybe a long-held stance or opinion or view is shifting. And you're kind of coming back into line with infinity is what I was going to say. I'm seeing like a lizard biting its tail, so maybe you're coming full circle. But I think also your inner world is being asked to align more with the outer world. It's like you've got one hand in and one hand out. So you're kind of preparing for that. In a way, it's like you're coming out of your shell into a new life, and you're mid-process this month. It's kind of appropriate for a new year. New year, new you. But you're waiting stubbornly. I was going to say, but I don't think it's quite stubbornness. I think it's more... you have a little suspicion about the future, or you're not sure about it, but you're bravely kind of facing it. But at the same time, it's that in and out thing where it's like you're kind of ready to turn away, but you're like, it's like almost like you've got one hand balled up in a fist and the other hand partially open. So it's like you're semi ready to receive. You're reluctantly looking toward change, but it seems like you're going forward into it, even though you may not feel so gung-ho about it. That's kind of woo. Whatever change this is a karmic change. This is a big lesson, a big thing that's happening. It's going to change the way that you are, the way that you operate, and kind of the beat of the drum to which you move. It's kind of like a black and white to technicolor kind of movement. Yeah, so there's some sort of big change happening for you this month. A voice speaking inside of you, kind of, that is maybe becoming too loud to be ignored. It may relate to a past injustice on your part or on someone else's part that you were kind of trying to ignore or glaze over or glide through, or walk away from, but you can't quite seem to leave it behind. It's nagging at you and bugging you. Yeah, it won't quite go away. There's something inside of you that needs to address it, even though you as a whole don't really want to deal with it. There's something that keeps resurfacing and keeps coming back up, and you will not feel peace, you won't feel healed until you actually work through it. And I think that peace, that healing, is kind of your light at the end of the tunnel, or your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's the thing that keeps you moving towards this, even though you don't really want to. Is that you maybe do feel that need for a healing, for being right within yourself, being upright, for getting back in line with yourself. Right now you feel out of whack. You know that you're not where you should be. And you've kind of stopped fighting that feeling. Like, instead of kind of trying to justify yourself continuously and say why you really are right in your beliefs that other people might be trying to argue you out of, it's like this month you're kind of saying, all right, I was wrong. I was wrong and I need to change. Um, yeah, I think I would also say that it looks like you're not as inclined to move away from your responsibilities this month, or to try to kind of take your stuff and leave rather than having a confrontation, or rather than looking at the bigger thing below, the darker thing below. You're less inclined to kind of skate on top of it and to just try to move it out of the way. And it looks like if you are able to, it looks like that's what's going to get you to the win, is being able to confront that darkness, being able to look at the actual size of the thing. Huh. It's going to help you to like smell out future opportunities, or kind of come to your senses in a way. I think come to your senses in a way that will be really liberating for you. You won't have such a poverty mentality anymore. You won't feel like you're being left out in the cold or left behind, um, and like your endeavors are kind of doomed to failure. I think that your cup will be refilled, um, and that you're going to feel more in line with grace, and more in line with the renewing waters of faith. Is honestly the whole phrase that is coming to me. So, whatever. But yeah, I think you're going to get more clarity, feel more able to both give and receive freely, once you can once you do kind of embrace this change, and once you can kind of face all that needs to be faced, in whatever situation this is, which seems like it's a persistent and old situation that is still affecting your life deeply. Um, this is not something to sleep on. It's not something to wait on. If you do that, you may not get to as full of a victory as you want. It could have some more serious consequences for your home and your family. Things could be kind of turned upside down in a way that you would not like. Um, it really is urging you to start now, even if you don't feel ready to go off onto a new path, um, and have faith that it will unfold in front of you as you go. Um, yeah, so that's kind of like it's like a more cryptic reading, I feel like, than is normal for me, because to me that's not super attached to like any real specifics about what the situation is. So that makes me think that it's probably just pretty different for all of the Leos for whom this message is relevant. But that if basically it seems to be saying if you have old stuff that needs to be dealt with, now is the time. Do not wait, just get started. Even if you don't know exactly how to do it, just starting in some way, even if it's clumsy, even if it feels wrong, seems like it's really important right now to get you back on the path that you need to be on in order to live your best life, was the Oprah-ish sentiment that came to mind. But in order to be happy and fulfilled and in line with the people in your life who matter to you. So, Yeah, I hope that was helpful. And Happy New Year, Happy January. Please feel free to comment below. And yeah, sending everybody happy, healthy wishes for the new year. Thank you for watching.